All right, we here. We finally here. Starting off, first I'd like to say thank y'all for the wait, for the ones who talked to me about doing the video. I was gonna do it anyway, but you know you always need encouragement with certain things, so showing love. Today, we got the Air Jordan 12, the flu game, pizza game, whatever you want to call it. I call it flu game, of course, but some people refer to it as different things else, but you know, it's always a legend. You know, it's always a folklore to things as far as, you know, how things are being told to sell something. So y'all got to know that about Jordan brand. They've been doing it for years. But it's all good. But this is what we own. We got the 97, got the 09, got the 16, we got the 25, all right? 03 was left out partially because I had the low top of seniors. I was only 12. So, you know, I didn't really have a choice, even though I did, but I think they were sold out by the time I got my seniors. So that's just what it is. I know it's still floating around on eBay and that type of thing, but I'll have no desire to get them. If I want to complete every set or every, you know, pair, then I'll go ahead, but I don't feel the urge. All right, today, I ain't gonna waste y'all time. We starting off with merch. I like to wear these things, you know, for my own nostalgic purposes. I know the YNs, as y'all call it, they gonna rock some Amiri, they gonna rock some Spider, they gonna do something different, but I'm always stick, you know, what's true to me, all right? So right here, we got this Chicago Bulls, we got this Rewind, you know, little zip up, you know, shirt, pretty straight. I can say most definitely, you know, it's gonna definitely go with a fit. You don't hardly see it in this condition, so, you know, that's pretty straight. All right. Next, we got Cincinnati, and that's why I got these shorts as well. All right, as you can see. Now, got the Cincinnati shirt. That's the jacket. This is made by, you know, you got James stuff, the collegiate, whatever. I think it's by 54 too. I forgot the name of them. But main reason why I really rock Cincinnati is I talked about on Instagram the other day. I used to love James Flight White, and I know Kenyon Martin and all them boys, Ruben Patterson, they went to Cincinnati, but Cincinnati is the major school that really endorsed Jordan brand when it came out. So, you know, you had Bob Huggins, you got, you know, other people who was really, really, you know, significant in rocking the brand. But in 97, they were the first on to take the brand by itself. Now, you got other schools that came into it, of course. You know, UNC always had the gear because that was alma mater. But they are the first to take on the brand. All right. Next with it, got the Swingman version. I think this was after the fact that he retired. I might be wrong, but this is the Swingman version, 97, 98 Bulls. You can tell the Swingman is not an authentic. Usually you have the 52, 56. 56 is a 3X, 52 is a 2XL, 48 is an XL, so on and so on. All right, it's a little dirty. I had it in my box that I was moving, but yeah, I love this jersey. I had the champion jersey back in the day. Just happy to have it here in case I don't want to pop out of Mitchell and Ness or something. Just want to rock something and just have it here. So great find. Didn't pay too much. Great jersey. All right. So now we have this 20th anniversary edition of a Jordan jersey. It's in pristine condition for the most part, as I would say. As you see, it got the stitching here. That's silver stitching, it's not white. Now you got the jump man. Got the tagging on the side. See if we can see something else. 20th edition right there. All right, on the back, just got the number 23. All right, so cool little merch. I know Carmelo, he has his. I think his was in the Nuggets colorway. You had white, you had blue. There was some other ones too. So 20th edition. All right, so now I got the sick face. We got the 2-3. This is from 09. Now I got some pictures I'm gonna show y'all. it's gonna be with me with a sick with it shirt. It's basically the same shirt. It's a '09 flu game shirt, but this one is just a plain sick face with the 2-3 on it. Tell by the tag and it's old, it's a 2XL. But this is what that shirt was. All right. So now we're talking about, some custom shirts. This shirt, necessarily, I got off TeePublic. Now, TeePublic, you can make your own shirts, own colors, any size, anything. They can range from shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, long sleeves, anything. All right. So if you want to get something exclusive nobody has, go on TeePublic. Don't be afraid. They gonna send it to you. They gonna give you tracking updates. It's official. All right. Never had an issue with them. All right. All right. So this is the flu game shirt that I bought last year, dealing with the 97s before I got the 25s. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like how Jumpman Boston got his My Brother's Keeper t-shirt, but his is like more cartoonish. This is more, of the actual portrait. All right. So pretty cool shirt, and then you got that right there. All right. Pretty cool. Just got this in the mail today. Okay. All right. And this is with Sneaker Threads. I usually get them off from eBay. But this is another flu game shirt, probably gonna wear on Mother's Day. If not, I'm gonna rock something else, probably wear some Columbias or something. But I probably am gonna wear this shirt. All right. So it says, I sneezed on my shit and my shot got sicker. You can see they bleeped it out. Now I wonder why they bleeped it out, but now it makes sense. All right, so you kind of see the H right there and the T. So yeah, you get the picture. All right, pretty cool shirt. Pay about $30, $35 for it. Fits well, good material, good shirt. So pretty good, I can definitely say. All right, now we're gonna come in for the main attraction, what we want. All right. So we have all four. We have the 97, we have the 09, we have the 16, 25, okay? All right, we're dealing with these two. As you can see, I dogged these out because I played college ball. I played football, but basketball, I made it through high school, whatever the case. But shout out to Football City, Rock Hill. Y'all already know. The 09 ones. This was the first one that I ever got. My boy Trey. Shout out my boy Trey. We were going through them all in Charlotte. And he was like, hey, man, what you think about these? These flu games. Everybody, we was ready to get the Space Jams at the time. So, wasn't too hooked on them. And the chairs were out as well. But then I went back. I was like, you know what? I go ahead and cop these anyway. I go ahead and get them. It was my senior year of high school. So I said, all right, I get them. Best decision I could ever make. So, it led me to me saying that these were my all-time favorites of all time. Because around that time, everybody was so stuck on 11s, and I thought my bread 11s, which was in the pack, with the 12s and taxis, were my favorite. Wrong. So when I put these on, I fell in love with them. They were really demolished by the next year when I went to college. It just didn't last, and I played ball. I played intramural ball in them, so basketball-wise. So, yeah. So those were those. 16s, can definitely say I went through a lot just, within life and everything else in this shoe. But I love this shoe because, it was a close thing that I had to the OG, in my opinion, at that time. Not necessarily shape, but I guess just construction. The 03 is pretty good too, but it's certain things missing with that shoe that I've seen, just like the 2011s, when you compare it to the OGs, like the shape, the back is off, it's a lot of things off. And I just felt like they didn't pay attention to detail until later on. But this shoe was okay. Pretty good. I love it the same, but definitely not on the same level with the 09 and especially the 97s. So we'll definitely take these off. All right. Now, this is what we've been waiting on. 97 and 2025. All right. We're going to go ahead with a breakdown. I ain't going to waste your time. My thing with the 2025 is they tried. They really did. Did they succeed? Kinda. They did the best they could, just like with the chairs. I was very impressed with the chairs. The foam is just not going to be there. It's not a basketball shoe anymore, so you're not going to have the foam or the padding. That's the only reason why you see certain differences in the shoe, because certain things is not put in there, how it was when MJ was playing, because it's not for basketball purposes. So when people say, man, the shape's still a tad bit off, and that's because they're not going to be using the same materials as what he used when he played basketball. So you're not going to have the foam. You're not going to have, it's going to give off a different shape. So you have to take it for what it is. All right. And probably this is the closest that I've seen to this. And the reason why I'm saying that I'm going to break it down, I'll definitely tell you. So we'll start at the front. This 2-3 is humongous compared to the OGs. It is humongous. It's different. See how little that 3 is compared to that 3 and this T. All right, very different. The font is bigger. All right. Now, another thing what I talked to in the preview, Jordan Brand just started putting in the stitching or the lining with the tongue at the top with this line. If you go and look at some 2016 pair of 12s, like for instance, French Blues, or even your 2013 with the Taxis, they don't have that, and the Jumpman is way lower. So they put the Jumpman to where it needs to be. This is the OG. This is the 2025. So they did that. They did that correctly. It's okay. That works. Now what they didn't do, this liner on the back, you can't see it on the OG. On this one, you can see it. Major difference. Major difference. It's not gonna make or break me, but I guess it's more of an aesthetic look if you don't want the lining in the back of this compared to this. So it's your pick your poison. All right. So we'll talk about the stitching. So you see how close that stitching is right here to here and to here. Same thing here. It's more defined. It's more polished. So I definitely give it that. Definitely definitive for what's going on. The cut. This cut is low. Way lower than this one. This cut is high as hell. It's high as hell. It's just like the 11s now. The patent leather, yeah, we wanted it high, but they got that shit super high. So, and I guess they don't want to make it so much of the OG the way you can't tell, because then it wouldn't really be an OG now, would it? Unless they have, some engraved stitching in the shoe, but they're not going to go that far to do that. All right. So this stitching and this, this skin, this is way lower than this one. All right, way lower. You can tell this is way puffier coming downward on a downward slope. This one is flat, but it doesn't have that natural leather puff like that one. So, there's small things on it. Tabs. I had these redone by a dude. He did a real good job. Paid about $350 for it. Tabs are pretty good. Tabs are pretty good. Still about the same. Pretty good. Nothing too major with that. Now the back tabs. Kinda the same, but not really. And this is where I'm gonna get at. OG. This tab, you can see the outer lining from the back. Same thing over here. You can see the outer lining on the back. All right. No, it's square. But see, on the OGs, man, they were not as detailed with the cutoff. That's just like somebody took some scissors and just cut it off. But this one is more detailed. You got the back, you got the 2-3 back there, and you can see where the box is, where the cutoff is, but it's way cleaner than the OG. All right, of course it's faded out, but you got your 2-3, you know. So that's that. And this 2-3 is, you know, on point. So, but yeah, very definitive of what's going on. Leather quality. There's always a certain issue with leather quality. It's just not gonna be the OG. We all know it's synthetic, and that's fine. But it can't be the OG. It is what it is. All right. This is full grain leather. There's nothing synthetic about this. All right. This is synthetic. So, you know. And you know, color differences. This one is way brighter than this one. I can say with the OGs and possibly the 09 and 16, they're probably more on par with this color shade than this color shade. This is more of a bull's color shade to me. Now, I know time fades, you know, the color fades, but this is definitely way brighter than this one. And, you know, I kind of like the brighter better. So, then coming back to the front, we'll talk about the eyelets. Of course, it's metal on here. Of course, it's plastic on here. Of course, and they made it matte. Now, I don't know why they did that, but it's cool. It doesn't bother me, but to another person, it would bother the shit out of them. So, you know, hey, pick your poison. You know, some people, you know, throw something on it to make it shine. So, not matted. So, hey, do as you please. All right, so now you got the bottoms. You got a carbon fiber, you got the 2-3 right there, Jumpman. Carbon fiber's pretty good, nothing too crazy for both of them. I think necessarily this OG is more definitive, like you see a lot more gray, like it's not as blended in as the 2025. Like you see, it's way more definitive with the gray and the black. So you can definitely see that. All right. So my thing with the 97 and why the flu game itself is special because, you know, Mike played under certain circumstances that most players wouldn't. They'll try, you know, for instance. My people call me a LeBron hater, but I love LeBron, but he's just not Jordan. He had a chance to, you know, help his legacy, but the Heat, you know, game as far as, you know, when the Spurs, that really set it off to where I just couldn't call him greater than Jordan. But besides that point, Jordan, you know, went above and beyond. And this is definitely one of those sneakers that catapulted him over that task that he went through. Now, my opinion, I feel like this is the most important shoe out of the group and necessarily as a base for the Air Jordan 12 itself because it's the 50th anniversary of the NBA. Jordan is just launching his Jordan brand, which starts with the 12, which is 1997. And then you go into him having a sick game, and then you go into him hitting the game one winner in the playoffs where they won 84-82 over the Jazz in the finals, the first game. So it's a lot of value between this shoe. It's a lot that went on in that time. And I know this is just a fun fact, but if you notice, this is the only sneaker besides, well, I guess it would be any sneaker, that Jordan didn't wear the Jordan sleeve in the games with this sneaker. He did not wear the sleeve on the left leg. He did not wear his sleeve that year. This is the only shoe that he ever did that with. He did not wear a sleeve. So I found that ironic. I was just like, it's a lot of knickknacks with this particular year and this particular shoe. So you just got to pay attention. But yeah, and this is the year Jordan didn't win MVP. He was pissed. Karl Malone should not won damn MVP. Period. But you know how politics go. All right. But on top of that, man, I feel like the 2025 itself it's a great shoe. I put OG laces in there. If you want to know where I got my laces from, I'll let you know. But I like my laces long just like that one. But I feel like it's going to be a great shoe. I feel like it's going to be equivalent to the Taxi, but I feel like, you know, this is my favorite shoe of all time, so it's going to be better anyway than any shoe. All right, but need anything else as far as what we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks? I know we got the fours coming up. I know we got the Mellow 12s, which I got some merch for that as well. So we'll have some videos, so y'all stick around, man. But I definitely like to give a shout out to Jumpman Bostic, got Mike Rich, you got MJO23 Dan, we got one person who's not on YouTube anymore, it's Frey Dog 313. And you got some others, man, Unbreakable Kicks. You got other people who, you know, inspire to do these things as far as within their YouTube. So I definitely been watching them for years, and they have the knowledge of what they're talking about. Just like myself, but sometimes you just got to get on that platform and speak. So I definitely salute them. Various sources, Nike Talk, 23isback.com, Kicks on Fire, Nice Kicks, Soul Collector. Anything of that nature where you want to find out, you know, what's going on. Not just besides GOAT or, you know, anything else. So if you want to find out what kicks are coming, whatever the case may be. All right. So this is definitely, to me, the shoe of the year. The Taxi is in debate for it as well. But I definitely have to say, this is my grail. These 97s, and they're possibly going to be packaged up. Probably not going to wear them. Probably after Mother's Day or maybe after the summer. But I'm definitely ready to explore these, all right? All right, this your boy, Jumpman J, Mr. J. All right, for some more merch, more shoes, more gaming. Y'all gonna see me on here a lot more. Just been busy lately, but hey, you know, life always hits you with things, but can't let it get you down, all right? But this your boy, Jumpman. Y'all holler at me, man. Peace.